the last time. Shoot, and I'm not set up right again. Let me slide over. I started to do this earlier today, and I just wasn't feeling it. And now I can't get it off of my mind. Let me grab my pop. Oh, if I can get up. I didn't put any hashtags on anything. May not have anybody show up. See if any notifications goes out. Pull up my articles. We'll just wait and see. Well, I got a thumbs up. But it don't show anybody there. Well, now I've got a weather thing in my way. There's one person. I bet that's David. If I had to guess. Well, people see it on replay, but I wanted people to hear. I wanted to request prayer for somebody. Alish, one of our lovely mods, is in the middle of a power outage. They had a horrible ice storm. And she went out and videoed last night. You could hear the limbs snapping. And I've lived through an ice storm. And you get the trees breaking in half. It sounds like you're in a war zone. So she's in a mess with no power. So y'all pray for Alish. The storm has been forever, like 2.5 days, something. Pray that this storm passes. It's just lingering all over the place. So we want to pray for Alish. Hey there, David. Thank you, honey, for coming. I was just saying I wanted to ask everybody to pray for Alish. She's in the middle of an ice storm and trees snapping and limbs snapping. It's been going on for about... Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. She's been in a mess for about 2.5 days. It just seems like it's just sitting, hovering over, not ever going to go away. My word. But anyway, I started to do this live earlier today. It's Sunday. And I just wasn't feeling it. When I got off the live Friday night, speaking of that live, I have had something to happen that has never happened. Now, I've got all kinds on the other channel of my videos put to private. And with what I have got on this channel, what I've got that shows on that other channel, and what I have blocked, I've probably got nearly 400 videos out. Pretty close to it. Never have I had this happen. I've got almost 80 views on that Friday live. 1 thumbs up that's not mine. And not 1 comment. I have never had a video that never had a comment.
Honey,
What, honey?
there's a spider.
I can't get it now.
Do you want me to just get a broom and smack it?
Well, sure.
Okay.
You're a big boy. He sees a spider. I know you can do it. Do you know where the broom is? The hall closet?
Yeah.
The vacuum cleaner? He's big enough to smack a spider. Gotta teach him to be tough. But anyway, I just thought that was odd. I've never had that happen. Ever. And you know, for as little as this channel is, the views are good. I'm happy with the views. I'm happy with the number of people that are coming in, but I just thought that was the oddest thing. Okay. I want to go over some articles with y'all. You know, I've talked about these preachers. And I don't know what in the world after my live the other night, Friday night, made me Google some stuff. let me tell y'all, I was so upset with what I was finding that I couldn't sleep. I was up until about 5:30 in the morning, and then when I was trying to tell Ethan's mom about what I had found, I started crying. And I want to save that one for last. Well, no, I'm going to start off with that one. If y'all remember, I have said in the old channel, and I've never said it, I don't think, in this channel. I was talking about my church and Southern Baptist Conference. Did you get it? You're my big boy. I knew you could. Love you, Peaches. He's such a good boy. But the Southern Baptist Conference, every denomination has their own conference. I think Southern Baptist because there's Southern Baptist Convention. I don't know. But they dictate what they want the preachers to preach. And when I was going through all that stuff that I explained to y'all on Friday that I'm not going to go back through with the choir director molesting kids, I'll give you that, and you can go back and watch the video and leave a comment. I had found out, and I'm surprised I didn't mention this Friday, about the Southern Baptist Conference dictating to the church what they wanted them to preach and what they didn't want them to preach. Well, this was released in 2022. So it's not recent, but it goes from 1960. Let me open this up, see if it tells me. It was considered a secret list, 205-page database that includes more than 700 entries from cases that largely span from 2000 to 2019. Over 700 cases of child abuse in Southern Baptist churches. Can you all believe that? I mean, I just can't even believe it. I just cannot even believe it. It's just, I don't know. It just blows my mind. Julie Roy's, the Roy's report that I've told y'all about, she is covering it. I hadn't seen it on hers. The Washington Post covered it 2 years ago. I didn't see it. Well, I've got to get back out of here. I sent myself these articles. I thought I did. Here they are. Let's see. And I'm sorry I don't have a way to screen share. On March the 5th, 2025, Horry County, which is where Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is, where I have been many, many, many times in my life. A second John Doe has come forward and accused a Myrtle Beach pastor and his father of P3DO. The lawsuit was filed against John Paul Miller and his father, Reginald Wayne Miller, as well as their respective organizations. It's the All Nations Cathedral Church. Oh, shoot. They got a picture of him sitting, waiting to be booked. He looks all pitiful. I don't feel sorry for him, do y'all? Oops. Oh, Lord. Lord, 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 I don't want a copyright violation at this point in the game. Oh, my goodness. Hang on. I'm trying to scroll through this to read it to you. I wish I could pull this stuff up. The father and son shared leadership in the church. Now remember, this was just, what date did I tell you? Let me see. John Paul Miller, that's the son, was in jail for a lawsuit of battery charges November the 7th, 2024. This is a minister. And now the second Jane Doe's come out against him. They said it's not accidental. This is part of a calculated plan to groom victims while simultaneously gaining the community's trust and financial support, was what was stated in the lawsuit. The defendants, both individually and together, have built, maintained, and concealed a system of sexual misconduct that harmed numerous minors, including the two Jane Does. Jane Doe number 2 was 14 years old at the time. They were enrolled in the Cathedral Hall Academy. They have a Christian school there. Hang on. It's something about this guy was blaming it on demons, but I can't find that. But anyway, that's good enough. Okay, we've got the Southern Baptist Conference. We've got the North Carolina Church, which this just happened the end of last year and this year. Then we've got, let's see. Well, that's the same one. Okay. Hang on, I'm sorry. Senior pastor in Tennessee pleads guilty to collecting child sex abuse materials. This was February the 21st of this year. I want you to look at him. Now, who would want a creep like that behind the pulpit? I mean, he looks creepy. Somebody should have been asking questions about him. Cleveland, Tennessee. Do y'all know a mega church in Cleveland, Tennessee? Do I need to tell y'all who is in Cleveland, Tennessee? Perry Stone is in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Well, that's Harry Stone.
Oh, yes. They get those... not the Pope, what are they called when they're in the church? They mess with somebody and they just ship them to another church. That's been going on for years. He had more than 100 images of children depicting abuse. What, honey?
It's not Perry Stone, it's Perry Stonedus.
He watches The Unction with me. I've told y'all to watch The Unction. Pastor Ray Curry, man, he's a good old Southern preacher, and he just breaks it down. And he's got a nickname for everybody. Ethan just called out to me and said, it's not Perry Stone, it's Perry Stoneless. Oh my goodness. In the summer of 2023, the Cleveland Police Department received cyber tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The tip stated that a user in Cleveland, Tennessee uploaded 2 images of child P3DO materials on a website so they can track this stuff. Good for them. It was AI assisted. Well, praise God, I can say AI's done something good besides my thumbnails and Ethan's thumbnails. They're gonna, don't get me, we'll do the AI another night. But that's just recent, y'all. That's just recent in Cleveland, Tennessee. Okay, let's see what this one's done. I finally had to stop. I went through these articles and read these articles. This is November 13th, 2024. This stuff isn't... It's in Martinez, California. Former pastor in an East Bay church in Central America. Immigrants... He's an immigrant, changed his plea Wednesday. He pleaded guilty to forcible RAPE and molestation involving 5 young victims in California. 5. And he was just arrested November 13th, 2024. Okay, let's see who this pedo is. Long Island pastor, Long Island, New York, pleads guilty to pedo exploitation of a child. Is it going to give me a date? March the 11th, 2025. John J. Durham is the attorney in the Eastern District Court. The exploitation of minors, both in person and online, is horrific, and he now faces at least 15 years in prison for his unspeakable crimes. Well, are they going to give his name? Jose Saez Jr. in New York. That's a new one. Okay. Open that article up again. This one's creepy. Let's see. This one was March 16th. Daniel Menelaou, Menelaou, was arrested by police in Atlanta, Georgia, after he allegedly sent multiple videos containing child abuse material. He was previously a pastor at the Salisbury Futures Church. He's been charged with 6 counts of pedo abuse. Excuse me. He was a former youth pastor in the northern suburbs, of Atlanta. Here he is. I think they all look like creeps. This one, a former Texas pastor indicted for soliciting prostitutes after being removed for moral failure. Hey, Rip Curl, how are you, honey? He's 51 years old. Let's see, it's not giving me. It was July 31st last year. And here he is. What, honey? At least Ethan has you to protect him from the online creeps. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. I would never dare let him just do it by himself. Okay, and I could never remember. Let's see. A Texas megachurch has revealed that its pastor has been forced to step down over excessively personal and sometimes sexual communication with women. The elders of the Cross Timbers Church in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. What is in the water in Texas? There's a bunch of them in Texas. I love Texas. Don't get me wrong. Said last week, the head pastor, Josiah Anthony, had stepped down to unidentified indiscretions over the past few years. The church has declined to give any details, so I'll have to wait. And here he is with his lovely little wife. And it just makes me. And then we've got, they're having a big fight. Dr. Vincent Bantu, who leads the non-denominational Beloved Community Church and is an assistant professor at Black Church Studies at the Fuller Theological Seminary, revealed that, and it's not telling me where it's at. I need to know where this is at. This was September last year. Anyway, he's trying to give excuses as to why it's okay at 42 years old that he has two wives, and he's trying to hide that he has two wives. So he's participating in polygamy. So he probably took on that second wife because he had groomed her and probably already messed with her before she was old enough. They had believed they had two men in the church that was put together for so-called accountability. I didn't see what that says. Two wives, yeah. That's very common in a certain state, in a certain religion, but this guy is not of that religion. But I read the article, and he said that he had thoughts that he knew was wrong. So if he married her, and he brought up examples of the Old Testament. Well, they had multiple wives. They had to procreate and populate the world. What's that have to do with now? But he had to marry her because he was having bad thoughts. Oh, that's in the UK. That's not in America. This one, October the 23rd, 2024. What is this? Not now. Get out of my way. Zachary Radcliffe, the music and youth pastor at Oakwood Church. And I'm not quite sure where this is because I can't read the name of that county. Where he originally came from. But he was a MAGA youth pastor favored by evangelist. Oh, shoot. Are y'all there? Did that bother y'all? Favored by Jerry Falwell Jr. So I gave y'all some little gossip Friday night about what was going on at that Something Road church in Lynchburg, Virginia. But this guy has been charged with coercing girls in he was a youth pastor, multiple girls. And it goes back as far as 2011. Somewhere between, the victims were all somewhere between 12 and 17 years old. And it goes back as far as 2011. He went to Liberty University, but he was under the guidance of Jerry Falwell Jr. You knew that wasn't going to come out clean. And the name, I told you, that one case, you grew up in a church of God, and the oh gosh, that's horrible. I could never remember the name of that preacher that had gone to Texas but was from Oklahoma, or went to Oklahoma anyway, messed with a 12-year-old that turned 13 for the month that he was there, and he offered her $25,000 of the $50,000 she asked for to pay for her therapy. I could never remember his name, but it is Robert Morris. And he has admitted to inappropriate behavior. And he's no longer at the church. It's a Texas church. Hey, Watcher 2. Let's see, is that all I had? Yep, that's all I had. Oh, wait a minute. There might be one more.
First and 5 on your news leader.
I wonder if I show y'all. I can't show y'all a news article without getting a strike, can I? Let me see if I can find the guy's name. Pastor Ricky Floyd was shot and killed. It's good to see you, Watcher 2. Hey, Homegrown USA. So what's the good news? There is no good news tonight. I'm going over 5 or 6 extra recent this year from like September, October last year till recent as March 15th, pastors that have been arrested for inappropriate conduct with with children. And it came out that the Southern Baptist Convention from 2000 to 2019 was, is that what I said? I don't remember the years. To 2020. Anyway, had a list of 700 Southern Baptist pastors, youth leaders, choir directors, Sunday school teachers. Over 700. 200 and some pages of names. And what they had done. Now, that's what I was going to tell you. When I got to researching that Southern Baptist Conference, they pay big money for lobbyists in Washington. I've told this on the old channel. That's why I stopped going to a denominational church. Hi, from South Mississippi, there's Leonie. How are you, honey? It's always so good to see you. But they pay lobbyists in Washington to lobby for what the Southern Baptist Conference wants them to lobby for, but they won't tell anybody what the lobbyists are lobbying for. On top of all that other stuff I told y'all Friday night. So, how you doing, Homegrown? I haven't heard from you in a while. I guess you're working on those books in the Bible. That's good. But anyway, just, just in the past year, there are so many that are in trouble, with what is going on in the churches. And then to find out there's a list of 700 that the Southern Baptist, now that don't include, if Southern Baptist is keeping track, that the Methodist group and Church of God group, and all of them probably have their lists of arrests and who has been doing this to our small children. So anyway, I thought about doing this live this afternoon. I had planned on just leaving it alone after what I did on Friday because there's so many really good, bigger channels that are covering this, but none of them have covered this. All these extra ones within the past year that have been found. That's why I tagged the unction. We love him. Me and Ethan love him. He's great. And man, he gets spicy. You want somebody spicy? Listen, me and Ethan are making a trip to Charlotte, North Carolina this summer. And we are going to go live and in person and listen to that man preach. You talk about a spirit-filled man that has his Bible laid out, that every word that comes out of his mouth, he can back it up with scripture. So, but anyway, like I said, I had done that research on Friday after the live, got so upset. I was up all night long, couldn't sleep, was crying and praying about it. West Texas Danielle, how are you, honey? Then on Saturday, yesterday, and then I thought about going live earlier today and reporting this, and I don't know, I just got sick in the pit of my stomach and couldn't. And about 30 minutes after that, I thought, you know, I just can't let this go. And I thought, nah, it's getting later. I don't want to do it. Can't let it go. Nah, you know, can't do it. And finally, I just couldn't stand it anymore. It just kept eating at me and eating at me and eating me. That y'all need to spread the word. Now, we've got 10 people in here now, so I want to back up to the beginning, and I want to say, y'all be praying for Elish. She has been in a horrible ice storm for 2.5 days. Trees, pine trees breaking, limbs snapping. She has no power. So y'all be sure and say a prayer for Elish. And thank you for being in here, Miss West Texas Danielle and David. I always mean to thank my mods, and when I get ready to wind down and close it out, I always forget. I'm horrible at that. Hey, Sweet Earth Farm, how are you, honey? I think I answered your email today. Didn't I? I started to. I was in the middle of something when I realized I had your email, and I've been begging everybody, if you sent me an email, give me your email address. I realized I had your email, and I went ahead and did what I was supposed to be doing. So if I didn't answer that, I will. I'm sorry. But be sure and say a prayer for Elish. She's without. That's no big deal. I'm not even sure I really sent you anything. I was just going to write that number down. I know I didn't do that. But anyway, so don't worry about it. I'll get with you this week. So Elish has no power. She's just in a mess. So be sure and pray for her. These preachers, these are preachers. What was the latest one? July last year, all those preachers that I told y'all. Oh, I didn't tell you the story about the preacher that got shot. The preacher that got shot, I gave y'all his name right there, but y'all probably missed it. I was asking you, I wonder if I'd get a strike if I played the news clip. It shows what he did. This woman will get off. There's no doubt. Let me find it, so I can give y'all his name. Whoops. Went too far. He's in Memphis. Pastor Ricky. Let me turn this volume down because it's a news article. A news station. Ricky Floyd. He was in a bar and grill and got into an argument with a woman in the bar and grill. She was so upset she left. He was so inappropriate. And he went out right behind her, but he got in his car. And as he was going by her, she stepped out of her car real quick and was going to video and get his license plate. That's how inappropriate he had been in that bar and grill. He stopped. He saw her video and his license plate. He got out of his car. She was begging him to stop. He wouldn't stop. And he knocked her phone out of her hand. And then whoever was with her had a phone and was videoing too. And she had a firearm. She shot and killed him. So he met his demise being somewhere where he shouldn't be. Now, I understand. Preachers are men first. They are human first. If they are not truly called by God, they don't need to be behind that pulpit. The book of Timothy describes exactly, 1 Timothy, I'm pretty sure, how a preacher and the deacons are supposed to be conducting themselves. Well, he wasn't. So, he met his demise. So anyway, so we had 2 or 3 Texas pastors in trouble, a New York pastor in trouble, an Atlanta, Georgia pastor in trouble that had been linked to the Lynchburg, Tennessee, Jerry Falwell Jr. bunch in trouble. We had Robert Morris. I finally remembered to tell y'all his name, but I told you about him before. A New York pastor. It's ridiculous. Oh, one in the UK. I sent that to myself by accident. One in the UK that was in trouble. And one in California. On top of the 700 plus names. Let me pull that back up so I can tell you exactly. The Southern Baptist Conference have been hiding. And somebody found out about it. And they had to publish their little secret society. Oh, Myrtle Beach. That was the preacher, head preacher, and his son, grown son. That was one of them. I'll tell you the years. And this came out May 22nd, 2022. So it's not new. Well, shoot. It's not going to let me open it here. It wants me to join something, pay for it. Nearly 300 pages. Shoot. How did I pull that open before? Nearly 300 pages, over 700 names. And it's not going to let me open it up. Let's see if this will. It was released May 28th, 2022. That had been kept since 2007. 205-page list, 700 cases of abuse by pastors. And it says that they also have a list that started in the 1960s. They didn't tell anything about that list, but the list from 2007, when was it released? 2007 to 2022, 700 preachers in the Southern Baptist Conference. Southern Baptist preachers molesting kids. So we've got to pray for these churches. We got to pray that these people in the churches start holding these people accountable when they notice grooming. There needs to be education in the churches about grooming. But people are afraid they're going to upset Jesus if they say anything bad about a pastor. And look at how many little children have been molested because nobody wants to stand up against a pastor until these women are grown and can't afford their therapy anymore. So anyway, we need to pray for the children that are in an organized church. Catholics, Methodists, Baptists. Couldn't find any list. The one was non-denominational, but they had left a denomination where they had started. Oh, gosh, I'd already sent that email. I can add it to it, though. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. Can't get my... But anyway, we've got to pray for the children of this world. And as adults, we need to be reading the Bible. Start out with a little children's Bible. And they don't tell much of the story. You can add to it. You know the stories. But we've got to get our children grounded. And now we've got to discuss with our children. I mean, you should have already been with grandkids, nieces, nephews, whatever. Nobody is to touch any of your business. It's your business and none of nobody else's business to be touching it. That's why I started out handling it with my granddaughter when she was little. I'd say, Mommy and Daddy and Mimi bathe you, and we have to bathe you so you don't stink in parts. But other than that, that's your business and nobody else's business. You don't ever let nobody else touch your business. And if anybody even tries to touch your business, you come tell whoever, me, Mommy, Daddy, whoever's the closest first. None of your business. And Ethan's been taught the same thing. So we have got to educate the children, unfortunately, in the church. And understand. Open up the book of Timothy and read it if you're not comfortable. It is spelled completely out how a minister is supposed to conduct themselves. And if they're not, they don't need to be behind that pulpit. If anybody sees the youth pastor, if anybody sees the Sunday school teacher, let me tell you, you got to start opening your mouth for the children. Jesus expects us to help protect the children. Because what does he say? One that hurts, the least of mine, would be better to have a millstone tied around his neck and thrown into the depths of the sea. That's what is said about somebody that hurts one of the least of God's children. So yes, it is acceptable. It is very acceptable. It's more than acceptable. If there's not a board to hold these people accountable, then the parishioners need to be holding these people accountable. And if they have to just leave the church and go somewhere else and that man has nobody to preach to and nobody to touch, then so be it. Listen, I went to so many churches trying just to find somebody that would preach the Bible. Lord have mercy, when I was doing that, I never even thought about children. It's beyond me that you have to worry about the safety of a child in the church. I just can't wrap my mind around it. I just can't. And I don't want y'all to watch this live and tune it out and go on about your business. I want you can look these same articles up. Preachers recently charged or accused of pedo. The articles popped up. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Research it yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Research it. Let it ache your heart and your soul like it did mine. up till 5:30 in the morning Saturday morning, and then I was crying yesterday. Thinking about all these children that haven't even told anybody yet that it's still going on. So we've got to start educating parents, whomever. You need to go to your pastor and say, we need to do an education. You know, we need to have a little talk. People come and go. We need to be educating parents. We need to be talking about grooming. And if that preacher gets scared to death, there's a problem. And you better hightail it in your family out of that church. So anyway, I'm going to go back to, don't forget to pray for Alish. Her power's out, been in a heck of an ice storm for 2.5 days. We want to remember Alish. And something I forgot Friday, and I feel so bad. Can somebody look up the link for Pro Carry Trucker? Long time ago, when I first started my channel, Pro Carry Trucker was with us on the big channel. And he was coming through Beckley, and I was going to pick him up and take him. Been driving his truck a long way. Take him out to lunch, and he took us to Chick-fil-A and paid for mine and Ethan's. I watched that video. Ethan it was the summer before he turned 3. Just Q's button in the back seat. And anyway, we were trying to help get him to 500 at the time. And that's been, I can't even tell you, probably 5 years ago. He is like 80 or 81 from being at 1,000. So if somebody would drop Pro Carry Trucker, there you go. Thank you so much, David. Y'all go over, if you didn't back in the day, and you know how you get unsubscribed. Listen, I get unsubscribed to channels that I watch. My little cooking channels and my mama's of, 5 to 10 kids. Check and see. I mean, just out of the love and kindness of YouTube that we could try to share with YouTube, let's try to help get him. If y'all have channels, shout him out. And let's get him, I swear I think it was 81 he needed to get to 1,000. I had help. Listen, Homegrown wouldn't shut down his live. And I had been setting at 800, a little over 800. Oops, my phone's dying forever. And he got me to 1,000. I had gone into any and every channel that I could find, asking people to come and join my channel to get to that 1,000. Sure enough. And Homegrown got me more than any one channel ever did. He sure did. And I'm very appreciative. So that's why I like to help others. This little channel really isn't big enough. If I could get my other one straightened out, we have enough that we could easily get Pro Carry Trucker over 1,000. Thank you, Lenny. I appreciate that so much. Did you say West Virginia sent you? Because I left him a message and told him I was going to try everything in the world I could do to try to get him over 1,000. So I want him to know I didn't forget. If he watched my video on Friday, I forgot.
Try his filtered sink water.
Is it different?
Yeah, it tastes a lot different than just ordinary sink water.
Yep, it's good. We now have a filtered pitcher for the water. You want to come say hello? Come say hello.
Hey,
We talked about all the, hey, it's me. He said that his whole life. He comes in the house. We're going to go on an adventure tomorrow that might shock a few people.
Yeah.
But it's a surprise. He don't know where we're going. We're going to take a trip. And that is Sunny Preps. She is now Sweet Earth Farm.
Yeah, I read her name.
Mm-hmm. She said, hi, Ethan. It's amazing. This boy's big enough to read chat. No, but you'll do that too. Thank you, honey. Katie, U.S. How are you, honey? Been praying for you. Love ya. It's good to see you. Can you drop that link again? Oh, he just walked out. I need you to go subscribe to a channel for me. I tried years ago to help him get over his 500. Now he's like 81 subscribers away from 1,000. That was 5 years ago. Love his heart. He's just plugged and plugged and plugged along. Came to back. I was going to take him out to lunch, and he took us to lunch. Bring him back. Hey, Ethan. Did you sing? Ethan? Sorry for yelling. His mom yelled at him for me. I don't know where he was. Come here. Somebody wants to see you. Now, I'm going to tell him who you are, but I'm going to tell him he can't tell anybody who you are. You cannot tell anybody who I'm getting ready to tell you wants to see you.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Hey.
It's Katie.
Hey, Katie.
USA, I think, is what's the end of it. You there? Are you there? He can read chat now, so you can talk to him.
You can say hi or anything. I can read.
And he has his channel. Can somebody drop his link? Is everybody subscribed to Ethan's channel?
Well, let me go drink some more of that good water.
You just wait. Let's see if Katie comes back.
Okay.
He's here, honey. You know how kids are. He's going to run off. I told him who you are, so he knows he's waiting on you. You know he loves you to pieces. We all do. Been thinking about you. Been missing you. You don't want to use all that up. She has to buy extra filters. And you don't want to be up peeing all night. Okay, Katie, honey, he came back so you can see him, but he's running off. His mommy's got him in the middle of something. That's being rude.
You were pressing on my lung.
I was pressing on your lung.
Yeah, I need a little bit of space.
Oh, well.
I was too pressed.
He's too pressed. There she is.
Hey.
He can read now. Blow her a kiss. I told him who you are. Blow her a kiss.
Ooh.
Are you going to be shy now? He's going to be shy. Come here. She said, oh my God, okay. She can't believe you're not going to blow her a kiss. Well, at least come tell her you miss her and love her. Can't wait to see her. Tell her. She says, I miss you.
I miss you too.
I can't see all these glasses.
Me too.
Me too. Yes, he loves you. We both do. Miss you. We're getting ready 2 weeks for our trip to, I know you know. For our trip to Guatemala. Y'all pray for us. Lord have mercy. You're subscribed to his channel already? I figured you were. Katie's already subscribed. I figured she was. Okay. But make sure you drop Pro Carry Trucker's link one more time and drop Ethan's little channel link. And that's all I wanted. I wanted to put... Oh, your phone froze? Is that what was wrong? I'm sorry. Oh, Lord, you bring something new in the house, you know, kid. Good grief. Anyway. All right, I am going to let y'all go. Don't forget to pray for these children in the church, the parents, to have the kahunas that they need to be watching and paying attention, and stop using the church as a babysitter. Stop using birthday parties as a babysitter. Be an active parent. You know, I'm sorry. You got together, you had a child, you brought it in the world. Now be responsible. And I don't candy coat that. Be teaching them about Jesus. Start them when they're young. Start teaching them those little bitty songs about Jesus loves me. This I know, for the Bible tells me so. Start them young. Watch the preachers. Watch everybody. I mean, this is out of control. And I know, Satan knows the Bible better than a scholar. And he knows how it's going to end. And he's ramping up. And the little children is what he wants. The little children are our future. He knows somebody like me. He can't get me, and I wouldn't take the mark. And he don't expect us to be minding, watching, and teaching the little ones. You might be alive. They want you to take a mark. You can't buy, sell, trade without that mark. You're just going to have to go out saying the Lord's Prayer, man. I mean, that's our responsibility. And I had no idea it was this bad in the churches. I had no idea. I mean, I haven't been able to find a church that either accepts everybody. I'm in a blue state right now. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Jesus, help us. Have mercy on us. So pray for the churches. Pray for the children. Pray for Alish. Pray for KD. She's been having some issues, so pray for her. I have. Pray for God to give our parents strength. You know, not every little baby born is as lucky as CJ's little precious angel. You know? Honey, we love you. I'd love your church. Well, if they preach the Bible and preach it right, yeah, I would. But I'm nowhere close right now, girl. Nowhere close. But anyway, we will be live maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do a video and put it together. I know. Oh, I know. Trust me. Trust me, sweetheart. I understand completely. No doubt. No doubt. Listen, I'm still a roller coaster of emotions. This past week, finally, they blamed the weather. They blamed everything in the world. And it wasn't until this past week that we can't wait to see you. That we finally got poor little old JK's marker put at his grave. And it's messed up. I told everybody, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let me go in person. I'm tired of the phone calls. Been calling since October. Prayers for everybody in chat, yeah. Prayers for the world. Prayers for everybody we know. Prayers for the world leaders. And listen, people praying for peace. Just pray that Jesus comes back. There's not going to be any peace in this world until Jesus comes back. So you've got to pray for whatever you want. But Lord, it has to be your will. Well, it's not God's will for there to be peace on this earth until Jesus comes back. The Bible tells you that. So don't be wasting your prayers on something that you know is not in God's will. I mean, that's just I just pray for Jesus to come back at a time Ethan told me a long time ago he wanted to go to heaven when I did. So I hope Jesus comes back and we can go together. So anyway, all right. Katie, thank you for popping in here, honey. Just made my night. This was a really hard live for me to do because of the topic. Our children, the pedos in the churches. My God, it still makes my head spin. But I couldn't shake it. I was going to wait and do it Friday, and I just could not shake it. I don't like doing these. I've been trying to educate people. Been trying to, but the unction, UNCTION, the unction, the Roy's Report, Ohio for Freedom, Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson, they're doing phenomenal in-depth stuff on the current situations. And so I've never felt, and Shane Winnings, he has done a massive job on that Catherine Crack in California. If y'all missed that, her spiritual guide is a dude in Africa. It's Fivefold Church in California, somewhere in California. He's her spiritual leader, and in order to be more spirit-filled and be the apostle that she and the other females that he bestows apostleship on, needs to sleep with him, make him more holy, and make them more holy. And she will pray for you, and you get your Harmony Hill Homestead. Hey, darling, how are you? My word, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you since I went away. You doing okay? Are you doing okay, girl? I'm getting ready to shut it down. It's been an hour. I know, I miss you too. Listen, I've got, it's been hard to get a hold of me. WVPM2 at protonmail.com. Email me. Thank you, Miss Sunny Preps. I can't remember your channel's new name. I will eventually remember it. Sweet something farm. Sweet Earth Farm. Is that it? Yes, do that, Mel. Honey, it's good to see you. I've wondered so many times how you are doing. I really have. Keep you on my mind. And I've already got, I don't know how many mods on this little bitty channel. I can't have more mods on the channel, but if I ever get the other channel back, you're already modded over there. And if this one ever grows, I'll mod you again over here. But I don't want everybody in the chat being a mod. And it has several people coming in and out. And I'm getting decent views. But I said for the first time in my life, I've got a bunch of videos on private on the other channel. I took a bunch down. I can't even tell you how many I took down and put on private. Thank God I did it before I lost control of that channel. So I've got close to 400 videos, and never, this summer, June 11th will be 6 years ago that I started YouTube. Never have I done a video that I never got one comment on. And my video Friday did not get one comment. Do you have a live every Sunday? Well, I did last Sunday, and now I have this. I knew what you meant, honey. I'm the queen of typos, so you don't have to correct. Y'all don't ever have to correct a comment for me unless I ask you. I can get it, and I'm a little bit dyslexic, so that kind of helps too. But I've been doing lives 10 o'clock Friday night, and I'll put in the post section on my channel if something happens and I'm not going to go live on Friday night. And last Sunday I did a live, and now tonight I've done a live. But It was a little bit late. I like doing it when Ethan's gone with his mom all Sunday afternoon. Dakota Hayes. No, I don't. I don't have access to anything on that channel. It was hijacked and somebody changed the passcode. Nope. Your phone is stupid. Well, I've got this phone that this is JK's phone. And sometimes I can stand to leave it on and sometimes I can't. I don't know what's got me stroked up. But it takes forever for it to charge. I got it to 100% this morning and I've hardly done anything with it. Now it's down to 84%. You hate what, honey? Mel, how are you doing, sweetheart? I've been keeping up with you. Whenever somebody gets any news about you. I have to look at the side of the phone because that's where the chat is. But anyway. Okay. Dakota Hayes. Professional lurker because I'm always multitasking. Well, you were on there before, weren't you? Or do I just remember that as a troll name? I don't know. I think you were on the other channel, the old channel. Why would I need to have access to videos that I put on private? I put them on private for a reason. I wanted to get rid of that part of my life. Nope. I've been with you all along. I know. I recognized your name. I'm just giving you a hard time, sweetheart. Or, well, you might be a guy. You know, now that I think about it, you've been with me a long time on the other channel, now this channel. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. It's just like WVPM. Nobody knew I was a female until I went live on somebody's channel one time. I am moving forward. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving somewhere. Oh, but anyway, I cannot believe it. I'm not saying this for y'all to go to Friday's video and put a comment. But in almost, I was just wondering, since you lost the channel, if you still had access to the private. I don't have access to nothing. Not a thing. I can't do nothing to that channel but go watch it. You love my background? Well, it's over a flag. Little Ethan, my grandson, has a channel. I know you're here with me. I know you are. I know. This has the American flag under it. Ethan sits here and never does lives. He wants the American flag, but I wanted this. And then he decided he liked this. So I said, well, you can use either one. It don't make any difference. So I need Pro Carry Truckers link popped up there. Ethan's link will be in the comments section, pinned. Unless y'all want to put Ethan's link up. Mel, do you... Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, I'm sorry about that. I got all excited and let my phone die. So anyway, I love y'all. Pray for everybody. And I'll see you Friday, 10 o'clock, unless I put something different in the post. But I didn't know it would let me resume. I was going to start another live to try to end that one. Or I wouldn't have piddled around. Man, I went and made myself a cup of coffee, piddled with this stupid thing, trying to put a thumbnail on it. So I thought, well, maybe if I go live again, it'll shut it down. And it said resume live. Oh my gosh. My phone died. Listen, I thought it was done. My phone died. I went and made a cup of coffee and was going to put my thumbnail up. It wouldn't let me. So I thought, well, I'll go live again and end, because it kept looping the last words that I said. And then said resume live. And here it is. I'm live. Okay, David, I'm going to close it down. Listen, I love y'all. I'm sorry about that. I hope the replay don't have that big gap in it. Yeah, Lord, I went and made a cup of coffee. Because before it didn't used to let you do that. Something happened. So I didn't know. Now I know. All right. Listen, y'all have a good week. I'll see you at 10 o'clock Friday. I love each and every one of you. Bye.